And we're live. Hello, hi everyone. This is Jackson, and this is my wife, Emily.
Hi
Hi,
everyone.
welcome to our weekly episode of Road to Success, where we interview the top leaders in our community and learn from them.
Mhm.
And
For those of you who are
yeah,
watching for the first time, that we live in Vancouver, Canada. We have four boys, and we run a digital business.
yes.
And we do this weekly interview with our key leaders in the community that we can learn from, who are really, they have good results and a lot to share in their journey.
Yeah, and we're happy that just in our backyard, actually, and Carol is, I think she lives downtown. We're probably like what 15-minute drive away from her, and
Right.
we have her here today. And yeah, hi Carol, how are you?
I'm
Thanks.
very well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll just jump right in, and if you can quickly tell us a bit of your background and how it came about that you joined this business. What was the circumstance under the situation? Yeah.
Well, it's a bit of a story. I hope we have an hour or so. So, where do we start? Okay, I live in downtown Vancouver now, but I'm not from Vancouver, and that's the case with many who live here. I'm
Mm,
originally from a small town outside Montreal, and my whole career has been in the corporate world.
mhm,
So I've combined two careers, legal administrative assistant and executive assistant work. And by having those skills, I'm quite lucky. I've been able to work in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and it served me very well. But some time ago, I was on vacation in China and I fell in love with it, the small villages and the people in the heart of those towns.
wow.
And long story short, I got a chance to teach English in China and I stayed there for 6 years,
Wow.
as opposed to the planned 2 years. But what's so exceptional about living in Asia is you tend to travel a lot, which I did. And I'll admit, I've always wanted to work online. It's just really appealed to me, and I've never really liked working for other people. But what happened when I was traveling was, I found people on the beaches, in the hostels, in restaurants. You could see them either on their phone or their laptop. And I got to talk to a lot of them, and I discovered these were, quote, digital nomads,
Yeah.
people living the laptop lifestyle. And
Right.
many of them confessed that they were traveling with no end date, that they
Mm,
were able to support themselves by working online. And that
mm,
really solidified my plan to find something. So when I came back to Vancouver, I looked into so many businesses, and I remember finding some that required you to get together an inventory of products. And I thought,
mm,
I don't want to be spending Sunday nights packing up product to ship out. Like,
mm,
that's not, when I think of online, I want to work online. I want something portable.
uh-huh.
Anyway, I was, surfing the net every day like we do, and came across an ad by somebody about this business. And there was so much that appealed to me that I clicked on the link, and I watched a workshop. I watched several workshops, and the people were what really struck me. And there's so many perks to this, which I'm sure Jackson and Emily have
Mm.
told you. But long story short, I started 3.5 years ago in June 2017. That's my story.
Wow.
Mm.
And now you become one of those people that you used to admire, that you become one of the digital nomads.
Well,
Yes.
it continues to shock me because I jokingly tell people that I'm the 30-day quitter. I'm the type of person who jumps into stuff. I can't tell you how many things I've tried over the years that have just, I've failed at or they've failed at. And usually it's because I get bored or because they don't come through with what they had offered. And this is so completely different. And, it's 3.5 years. I'm still excited about it. And I think a lot of it is because we keep learning new things, and so I can't get bored. And I love the people interaction. I mean, I'm meeting the two of you today for the first time, so that has been huge for me. And I encourage I'm sure I'm not the only one who jumps into stuff and then quits, so I encourage people to take a second look. It's been 3.5 years and I love it.
Yeah, so compared to other opportunities that you looked at before, would you say that this one is more difficult or easier or about the same? So what's the difference like to you?
To me, it's like asking me which is my favorite country to visit. They're all so different. And, the first thing, to be honest with everyone, is this is a business. It's not a hobby. So with any business, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be obstacles. This year we had COVID. Things happen. And I find there are some things about this business that are so easy and some things that are so creative and fun to do. In terms of obstacles and that kind of thing, or things that are difficult, what I love is I either Google my problem or I just reach out to somebody. And that's kind of different about this whole system, is the fact that we have a whole community of business owners who've stuck around to provide the support for this. And I've made some great connections, and that's helped me through every single problem I've ever run into. I like the fact I don't have to do this alone.
Right.
So would you say that is your number one favorite thing about this business?
Oh, yeah. In February this year, I hit a huge milestone in my business, and I invited 10 people to come and join me for dinner to celebrate. And these are people I've met since I started this business. And I looked around the table that night and I was like, nobody said no. They all came. And I was so grateful for these new friendships in my life. And as I say, yes, we all jump in because we want to make money. But the people you meet, the connections you make, I find for me, that's helped me when I'm going through difficult times. Why would you quit when you've got all these friends who are supporting you? But it's just extra special. And, a lot of times people say they've met people in our community and they feel like they've known them for years. Well, we talk about this thing called attraction marketing. We actually attract people to this business because of who we are. We share our real name. That's my real name, Carol Hanna. We share what our interests are, what our background is, because who better to work with than people who are similar to you? And I think that speaks volumes as to the quality of friendships people tend to have.
Right. Yeah. So speaking of ups and downs and obstacles, like in the past 3.5 years, what did you do that whenever you encounter some challenges, or like is there any habit or model that you use to push yourself through?
Like, how do you get through those hurdles, or how do you go around them, or what did you do?
After crying.
Pick yourself up and then keep going.
I remember one night I was on one of the live webinars that we have, and we do these webinars to talk about the system, and then also we have business owners who come on to share their stories. And I got off that webinar so excited and so high with energy, only to find out that one of my ads had been disapproved. And I just remember this huge high and then boom, this hitting the bottom. And, you have to take a moment to just kind of adjust. It's never the end of the world. I think one thing I've learned with online, there's always a plan B. There's always another option. Think outside the box, and again, people to reach out to. And the development I've gone through, I find it so interesting, is that I tend to dig in my heels now. I used to just quit and run for the hills. Now I tend to dig in my heels because I know I can make this work. And as I said, the other thing is I'll reach out to people, because whatever problems we run into, somebody else guaranteed has run into the same problems before. Again, it goes back to me saying, if you're going to start an online business, find one that comes with a community for support. Like that, it just speaks volumes.
I guess the key, what I heard from you, is that you never quit. You maybe take a pause and then, feeling the feelings, but you keep going.
Oh yeah, you have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, you can't just be in denial the whole time. You know.
Yeah. It's just like what we usually say in the community, that the only time when you fail is when you quit, when we quit.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
And I sorry, I just want to cut in that I understand you're still working as I understand you work for the government, right?
Yeah, that's a good point to bring forward. I work for the government, and it's just proof that you could work this part-time or full-time. We've seen a lot of people go from part-time to quitting their jobs. In fact, last week there was someone, I don't know if you saw, but there was somebody on our Facebook group, and she announced she had put her resignation in, and her last day is the 31st of December.
Nice.
She's quit her job. She's going to do her online business full time, whenever she wants to, because she's the boss.
Mhm.
I thought that was amazing. And we've had a lot like that.
Right. And I also understand that having the many years experience in the corporate world, but I remember you mentioned in your sharing that last year your part-time online business is already surpassing the full-time job, right?
You saw that. Yes. Yeah, I was shocked. I actually made more money than my full-time business, and I'm just doing this a couple of hours a day. Like, I was just blown away. Yes.
Wow.
So it just shows the possibilities. You work online, there's no cap to what you can make. And I highly recommend people, especially if you're working now, start this part-time, because there's no risk, and you just slowly build it up until the right time comes, and then it's like sayonara, full-time job.
Yeah, so I guess as you're been in this business for a long time, and what would you say if there's one positive impact for you?
One
like one of the biggest one.
Can we just one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, the people, for me, the people is number one. And I wasn't expecting that, because we all, want to do this to make money. But it's the people that have carried me through and have provided me with a better quality life. In terms of money, what I'm noticing is a lot of little things that, I moved into a new home last year that was not on my radar. It came up, and I was able to take advantage of it because I'm making more money. And then I was able to completely furnish it from scratch, knowing that the bills would be paid. That was huge. And then after that, as I say, it was the credit cards. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've always had credit card debt, and to pay that off in full, it was just such a huge load on my shoulders, and I hadn't realized how much it was weighing me down. So I would say that it's changed my attitude about money. I now look at the value it gives me. For example, if I need to get somewhere, sometimes I'll just jump in a cab, because I'm thinking, you know what? It's better use of my time right now just to jump in a cab. I can do something on the way to where I'm going than drive or take transit or whatever. I don't quibble about small amounts of money anymore. I really think I put a value to it now, instead of constantly trying to save money. I'm not going to travel all over town to save an extra dollar, for example.
Right.
But that's a
different mindset about money.
Yeah. And I think, like, I've got a lot of people I'm helping to mentor and coach them through their own businesses. And to see that look in their eyes when they start to achieve success, there's nothing that can equal that. And again, it's all about getting our own success and then turning around and helping others as well. And I think that's why we're growing so fast. And there's people who are just having such great excitement here.
I think it's truly like paying forward in our community, that once we succeed, that we help others to succeed as well, because we're so grateful about the community, the system, the money, and everything, that we just can't help but helping more people to be successful. And then
Sorry. Well, I'm just going to say, it is a proven system. It is a legitimate system. There's tax forms to be dealt with at the end of the year. We've even got, professionals here who would lose their jobs if there was anything sketchy about it. I mean, I work for the government. I have a legal background. We have paramedics, doctors, firefighters, teachers, you name it. And I'm still so surprised even after 3.5 years, but this really does work. And it's the fact that you don't have to do it on your own. That's a really big plus.
Right. Yeah. And then you also mentioned that you mentoring people and leading a team. That what attributes do you see in people who are more likely to succeed in this kind of business? Because usually people come to us, they show their interest, but they ask us, what's the key success factor for them to achieve their goal? So what, in your opinion?
Yeah. It's so funny. Everybody starts off eager, and then you see their true colors later. I think one of the first big ones is you need to be coachable. You need to remember this is a proven system, and I do find a lot of people still think they're going to know better. Oh, she said turn left, I'm going to turn right. It's like, no. You need to be coachable and follow instructions. Like, don't repeat our mistakes. That's what it's all about. And then to be consistent. I find a lot of people are like I used to be. I jump in whole hog, and then after about a month, I kind of pull back. And the only way to succeed with this, because you're working online and things are changing all the time. So you need to be plugged in every day. And we're saying, gosh, at a minimum, if you can do an hour a day, broken up as per your schedule, there's no reason why you can't succeed at this. But I would say that's the big one. I find a lot of people, they keep taking breaks, and it's like, no. If you plug in all the time, that keeps you motivated. And we have a separate Facebook group, and you get to hear people's stories and find out what's happening. You can't help but get motivated by their stories. Like that woman who announced that she quit. That kept me going for the rest of the day.
Right.
The consistency.
So coaching, being coachable, and the consistency. Those are the two big ones, I would say.
Yeah, we would say that because being in the business for 17 months, that we weren't the coachable ones when we first started. We thought we outsmart the system,
learned the hard way.
The coach. But it's really
But it's so important for people to know this is not a fly-by-night operation. You're not going to be successful overnight. This is a plan. I mean, I would say the safe thing is to make it, a 3 or 4 year goal to get ahead in this. And I'm at 3.5 years now. I'm going to make it a 5-year goal. But just to be able to move forward and share success with others through this, to me, it makes so much sense compared to just starting an online business by yourself. I know I would never have succeeded, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I also like a lot about our business where it really has some structure put into it. So you can really plan things and do like a vision board. It's put everything in perspective. I think it's
Yeah.
And then I thought about another question to ask you. And so looking back, is there anything that you regretted, or we should say that you could have done it differently? I
think it's the same thing that almost everybody I talk to says. I wish I'd known about this earlier. Life would be so different. But the thing is, the best time to start is now. And you do this at your own pace. Why? Because you're the boss. And, we try to explain that to people. You do it at your own pace, but you need to consistently plug in every day to see what's going on. Because you're working online, but you got this huge safety net around you.
Right, that's true. Yeah, for us, we also wish that we have known this much earlier. But but there's no better time than now. That the saying goes that the best timing to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best timing is today, right?
We've got a brand new year around the corner. I am so pumped about this, and I just read my horoscope, and it's telling me that for my sign, 2021 is I'm just gonna knock it out of the park. I am
nice.
so pumped about that.
Yeah,
Sounds
nice.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're also very pumped about it because we just achieved our milestone by the end of the year, which we set in July this
Yeah.
year. So
Yeah.
we're also, have a big plans for next year and everything. Because the truth is, there's really no limit.
There
Yeah.
isn't. And, we're global and we've grown so fast. We have all these chat groups in different parts of the world. And so it's a great way for people to connect. But man, when COVID is over, I look forward to meeting a lot of people in person, including the two of you, since we're all in Vancouver. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you come over for dinner one time.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, you will be one of our top 10 lists when we
Exactly.
I think that's a really good thing to do. All your new friends that you've met here, because it does add so much more to your life, for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
For your time. Yeah, and then if anyone's following us or following Carol, that there is always, the first step is always we tell people the 90-minute free webinar that we have one coming up tonight that you can register through the comments below.
And it's free, and the only thing you have to invest is 90 minutes, which is less than a movie these days. Just stop watching Netflix and watch this for a while.
Yes, that's
and
the
maybe
same.
You'll learn something. And,
that's the same webinar that Carol and us we watched when we first started.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, it's live. A lot of people don't realize it's live. So you can ask questions right then and there. And then if you watch another one, there's going to be different business owners on it. Why? Because it's live. And I mean, I've been on several times. I guess you guys have too. And it's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. For most of us, we're terrified the first time, but it's a lot of fun to do these and tell people what we're all about, because I think we all have a story and maybe something we say will resonate with our audience.
Yeah.
True.
Sharing is caring. Exactly.
Yeah. It's really real people here doing this business. So,
Right.
That's exactly true.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
So much.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful. And I'm looking forward to dinner.
For sure.
For sure. We won't keep you waiting for a long time, right?
All right.
Yes. Yeah. So, Happy New Year, happy holidays, and we wish you all the best and success in your journey. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Carol.
Bye now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.